Happy New Year, everyone. I really hope you had a great break. Usually, in this channel, I talk about the good money habits, how to do the right thing with your money and build wealth over the long term. But in this video, I'm focusing on the negative. Well, you need to know that as well, right? And it's very important to address the negative traits or the money habits that we might have and that we don't even know. And it's always a great idea to start the new year tackling the negative habits first so you have a great year ahead. So let's talk about the 5 ways you unknowingly waste money and sabotage your own financial success. And make sure you watch till the end, because I'm sure there must be at least one that you're doing regularly or have done in the past that you're not proud of, and you might want to know which one and how we can stop doing that. Starting with mistake number 1, paying late fees or just paying the minimum on credit cards. Credit card debt is like quicksand for your finances. The longer you ignore it, the deeper you sink. A credit card loan isn't just any loan. It's one of the most expensive loans you can ever take on. With an annual interest rate between 18 to 35%, it can snowball out of control faster than you realize. And it doesn't stop there. You add the late fees and that tempting pay only the minimum option, you're handing free money to the bank every single month. Let me break it down for you. A small 3% late fee on a $1,000 credit card bill might not sound that much, but that's $30 wasted. Do this every single month for one whole year, and you're throwing away $360 every year. Imagine what you could have done with that money. Invested it, paid off other debt, or even treated yourself with other adventure or a getaway. And if you're just trying to pay the bare minimum, it's like you're trying to empty the swimming pool with a spoon while someone keeps pouring in more water. And here's where it gets really scary. Let's say you owe $1,000 and you only pay the bare minimum balance of $30. With high interest piling up, it could take years to clear the $1,000. By the time you're done, you might have paid double or even triple of the original amount. And take a quick look into this credit card repayment calculator. It'll be more clearer and an eye-opener. So we have this credit card repayment calculator. So we can see that we have, for this example, a $1,000 outstanding balance, and I'm putting 18% for the interest rate, which is the bare minimum, but it usually ranges between 18 to 35%. But let's put 18%. And every credit card does have some annual fee, but let's disregard this for this example. And for the repayment details, we're putting it 3%. So for $1,000 balance, a 3% would be $30. So if you see, you will be paying a total interest of $397 for that $1,000. Can you imagine that? It's almost $400 extra for that $1,000 if you're just paying the bare minimum. And on top of that, the $1,000 will take you 4 years to pay off. So paying the minimum is definitely not something you want. You see what I mean? Here's 2 things that you can do to stop this madness. Number 1 is set up automatic reminders. If remembering bill payments date is a struggle, use technology to your advantage. Most banks and apps have this feature. Take advantage of it. And number 2, make full payments a non-negotiable rule. Commit to paying your credit card bills in full every single month. No exceptions, period. So the next time you're even thinking about skipping the next payment or paying the bare minimum on your credit cards, ask yourself, whom I'm working for? Am I working for my future self or for the bank? Don't let bad habits steal your wealth. Take control of your credit card debt today. Next mistake on the list is impulse buying, the silent budget killer. Think about this. It's a lazy Saturday afternoon and you're scrolling through your favorite e-commerce site. Suddenly, a cool and trendy hoodie pops up. They look amazing, and while you didn't plan to buy them, but guess what? Next thing you know, you're checking your email for the order confirmation. Sounds familiar? Well, that's impulse buying, a budget's worst nightmare. When you let your impulses win, you're not just spending money, you're losing your self-control, and you're losing control over your finances. And over time, these decisions adds up, draining your bank account. You might even justify these decisions and tell yourself that, life is short, you have to enjoy, so might as well buy these stuffs, right? But you have to ask yourself, is this momentary joy really worth jeopardizing your future financial freedom? See, you buy whatever you want, whatever your heart desires, but plan for it, budget for it, not just go and just buy whatever your heart wants. Have that accountability. And if you're struggling or you don't know how to budget, I have lots of videos on budgeting on my channel. Do check them out and you'll get a good understanding of how you can start your budgeting journey. So the next time you feel the urge to buy something, use the 24-hour rule. Wait for a day. Chances are you'll realize that you really don't need that stuff. It was just an impulse moment. Next mistake in my list, in fact the worst in my books, is buying something for social validation. What will people think about me if I don't buy this or do that? Have to keep up with the Jones. We buy things for all those reasons, and that's completely rubbish. And because of that reason, you're buying something really expensive that you can't afford, and buying let's say you're buying some really expensive wallet or some dress with all the logos prominently displayed everywhere, or even an expensive holiday which you can't really afford but you have to show off on social media. That's absolutely rubbish. See, there's nothing wrong in buying expensive or good quality stuff. You plan for it, you budget for it, and you go get yourself the best quality product. But buying for social validation, that's completely messed up. You don't buy things to impress someone, especially the society who really doesn't even care. I read something on the internet which says something around this line: you are buying things you don't need with the money you don't have to impress people you don't like. Let's stop that rubbish. You don't need social validation. Wealthy people don't flaunt their wealth. It's the people who aren't wealthy show off through loans or debt. Don't be that person. If you want to buy something really expensive for yourself, plan for it, budget for it, and then buy for yourself and not for social validation. So the next time you're tempted to buy something really expensive, ask yourself this question: am I buying this for myself or the society? Spend on things that add value to your life and forget about the social validation. It doesn't matter. Mistake number 4 is investing out of fear or greed. Have you ever felt like this? Your friend brags about doubling their money in a week on some weird crypto and you feel like you're missing out. Or you see a flashy ad which says guaranteed 20% return on your investment and you think maybe this is my chance to get rich quick. Did that happen to you? And you wanted to get on board with it because you're not thinking rationally. That's fear and greed talking, and they're the two biggest enemies of smart investing. Just think about this. Even Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors of all time, doesn't consistently make 20% annual returns. So how come a random scheme promising the same seem legit? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Sure, a lot of people made a lot of money and a lot of fortune through crypto, but many others have lost everything. And you know what? Those people don't talk about this in public because no one wants to admit their mistakes in public. No one. And the Ponzi schemes, they're meant to collapse, leaving you broke. And those hot stocks, by the time you hear about them, that opportunity is long gone. So the question is, why do we fall for these schemes or the hot stocks or weird crypto? It's because of FOMO and greed. The fear of missing out or FOMO makes you act impulsively, diving into investments you barely understand. And greed tricks you into believing wealth can come overnight, even though deep down you know it's not possible. Now let's say you invest $1,000 in the next big crypto token. 2 weeks later, its value dropped by 80%. Now your $1,000 is worth only $200. You panic and sell to cut your losses. But what if you'd done some research? You'd have realized this token was just a hype with no real world value. So what should you do instead? Number 1, before making any investments, understand what you're getting into. If you don't know how an investment works, don't put your money into it, period. Number 2, do your research. Look beyond the hype. Ask questions like, what's the risk? What's the track record? Can I afford to lose this money? And number 3, think long term. Stop chasing quick wins. The most successful investors stay the course and focus on steady, consistent growth. And remember, it's not how fast you can grow your money, but rather how long you can keep it growing. Play the long game and you'll always win. And finally, the last mistake for this video, living life without a budget. Imagine driving a car without knowing your destination or checking if you have enough fuel to get there. That's exactly what living without a budget feels like. At first, it might seem freeing, but sooner or later, you'll find yourself stranded and unable to move forward. When you don't track your income and expenses, you're navigating your finances blindfolded. One unexpected expense could completely derail your plans, eat into your savings, or even drain your emergency fund. And here's the truth. If you're not tracking your income and expenses, it's the time to start doing it. Start tracking for a month and you'll be amazed how much clarity you'll get. Just spend 1 month in tracking every single income and expenses. It doesn't have to be a really fancy way of tracking it. Use any app or a simple spreadsheet. It will give you amazing results and it'll transform your finances forever. So there you have it, 5 money traps that we all must avoid at every cost. If you have found yourself in any of these, don't worry, you're not alone. Recognizing them is the first step towards breaking free. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your finances transform over time. I'm sure you'll get there. I truly hope you found this video helpful and valuable. Which of these traps are you stuck in right now? And how do you plan to overcome it? What's your game plan? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.